Hello again, good evening or good day, wherever this video falls in your 24 hours. I hope you're having a good one. It is evening in Amsterdam, and this evening I'm going to show you how to make this visual agenda inside Miro using Canvas and Nucleo. Before we start, I guess it's probably a good idea to do a quick recap on why we would even bother taking the time to make a visual agenda. I'm probably preaching to the choir, but from my perspective, the reason you would bother to do this is because, one, when people hit a meeting or a workshop, they really want to see outlined what they can expect to be doing during the session. And if you add visuals into that, it immediately transforms that kind of boring bullet point text agenda into something that's so much more tangible. When we look at this, we can actually imagine what we're going to be doing during the session, and that ignites energy instantly. And it also gives you something really nice to talk over when you're doing your introduction, which is, it's no small thing. It's really nice to have an impactful landing, and this is actually pretty simple to make and yet doesn't look so simple. So without further ado, let me start showing you how we make this agenda. You can see that it is basically constructed in these little modules. They're pretty much the same. They just have a little bit of content tweaked per step. So I'm going to take you over to my blank canvas. But before we do that, I'm just going to copy this text here because we might as well have a title first. So let's put this in here. And I guess for our objective, I'm probably going to be looking for, let's just see what objective brings up. And this was the one. And I really like this because we've got people, we've got a goal, we're all looking around it and we're collaborating together. So I think it's a really nice icon to be using to represent the objective. And then I wanted a cloud, didn't I? That's what I wanted. I want a cloud. And I'm going to take this cloud and I'm going to make one of our first modules. Now, I don't know if this is the right size yet or not, but I'm just going to go with the default size to start off with. I want my text to be centered. This is just going to be agenda item. I probably want it to be a little bit bigger than that. Okay. And in my design, I had it as purple, I think. Yeah, it's like a dark purple. So I'm going to go over to Notion. I keep my color codes handy here because as you'll see when I come through to change my text, I have a lot of colors in my palette that have now got so big the job of cleaning up my palette has now become quite big, but I will do it sometime soon. But this is the canvas purple right here. And then the next thing I wanted to do was to get my numbers. So if we come in here, and they were like number labels. Here we go. Yep, they're these ones. I'm going to grab all of them, and then I'm going to go to edit icons. We want to edit them all together, and then essentially I want to change this orange color to be my brand purple. So if I click on this, I actually already have my brand purples saved in my palette, and if you haven't done that yet, you should probably do that because it just makes life a whole lot easier. So let me do that. Yes, I'm going to create a copy, and I'm going to grab each of them so that I can pull them into Miro. There we go. Before I do that, I want an arrow as well, is definitely what I want. So let's go here. Which arrow? Of course, when you make an example to show people, you already know which arrow you're looking for, I must admit. But, you know, have fun yourself in figuring out which arrow you want to use. I like these smaller ones because they weren't too distracting and they fit a pretty good size in terms of what I'm trying to achieve. I'm going to put that there. I might send that to the back just in case I want to move it around behind the cloud. And then, all right, then we had our number goes here. I'm going to send that to the back as well. I'm going to pop that in there. I'm not going to do the icon that sits above it just yet. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I'm going to duplicate this by, I am clicking on Option because I'm on a Mac, but if you're on a Windows machine, you're going to click Alt, and you can click and drag it. I'm going to alternate this because I think it's nice to have variance in where everything is sitting, and you could have it in a linear line and that would look really nice too, but I personally prefer a little bit of movement, and that's why I'm kind of giving them their own little, kind of doing it on two layers. And I've got these, and And you know what? Because I know we're going to end up deleting this one, I'm going to deselect the one because there's no point in having it right now. And I'm just going to, shift that over, reposition it. And I'm going to do that another time because we have 6 steps. And that's great. And I didn't mean to copy these ones and take them out. Okay. And you could be really pernickety and tweak these a little bit more so the agenda is actually, the points are actually coming where your arrow is. But we don't need to get too pernickety about that in this session. You can do what you feel is best. Because we duplicated all of this content after we brought in the numbers, these should slot in quite nicely. Yeah, they do. They're going in behind the clouds, which is what they're supposed to do. Here's a great reason why we need a little bit of space and why I did originally have these a little bit off the direction. I'm going to move that there and there. I'm probably going to have to... No, this is all going very nicely. Excellent. Do that. I'm going to take that arrow off the end. And then let's think about it. Well, I definitely want to move these over in line with that. Lovely. And so let's go for the first agenda item. It was introduction. And the next one was, it was a brainstorm. You can tell I've done this example a few times now. This was validate. This one was define, I think. This is actions and appreciation. And whoops, I forgot that what we actually want to do is get like a little bit of text underneath to describe each of the steps. So I'm going to go back into Notion because I always keep some lorem ipsum handy in case I ever need it. I don't need that text to be that big. I'm probably going to pop that back down to 56 and I'm going to bring it out. Let's say that you want to keep it succinct, so it shouldn't really go over 3 lines. I never use black, but we're going to use black for speed for the purposes of a demo. I'm not so liking the hierarchy here. I feel like the title is a little bit smaller than this text. But I'm going to pop this text down. I'm just going to rescale it a little bit because we can do some switching around later. And I just need to duplicate that for these other ones. And then we're going to get the icons in. Now, of course, if you were doing this properly, you'd probably want to, I was having a quick eye at it. Are they aligned? If you want to be sure about it, you could always select all of these and align them that way. But I'm pretty happy with how these are looking. And so now I want to go and get my icons. The first one was introduction. I thought, I quite like handshake for that kind of idea of, why are you not showing me? Friend, hand. I don't want to look inside all of it. Let's have a look. I apologize. There was a handshake previously. Collaboration. There we go. Okay. These guys are going to get updated with a label for handshake later because that's definitely necessary. We're going to pop these guys down here. Guys, gals. Whoever you want to be, that is who you are. Brainstorm. That's the next one. Brainstorm. And I wanted one that looked a bit like this. I wanted like a lot of energy and flurry. And I quite like it when this is a little bit overlapping the number. It just makes it look really nice. Gives it depth. And then validate and define. So with define, it was the idea of like narrowing down to a solution. And so when I had looked into this, so it was, I'd found one with a target. Let's go target. Yeah, I'd found that one. But no, I found the bullseye for like define. But I also saw this one, which was, like it looked like hitting and missing in terms of like ideas and testing them out. So I really liked that for validate, to be honest. And then I put define there. Actions was, actions for me was... It was like reaching for the, let me find my star. There, it was this one. Because I really liked the idea of like the kind of North Star, we're heading towards it. Motion, action to get to that goal. And then appreciation, I think I just searched for happy, to be honest, because, you know, we want to be appreciating our team and all the great work that's been going on. So that's a really nice one to kind of end on a high note. And we're going to end on a high note too, because we have just finished an entire visual agenda in 10 minutes, which that's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. And you can copy this template once you've made it and just use it across all of your different meetings. You might want to play around with, if I look at this critically, I think I would probably increase the size of this text, because I can't really read it from that's probably as far as you'd want to go. So that would be like, and then if I like this, then I'm going to copy the style and I'm going to apply that across all of these. So paste style, yay, there we go. And then we just need to kind of align it again. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to take up any more of your time than is necessary. I want you to get into Miro and start perfecting and pulling together your first visual agenda. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed showing you, and I'm really looking forward to the next little example that we pull out of our magical hat. All right, and until then, have a beautiful rest of your 24 hours. Namaste.